100 push-ups, then a 10-kilometer run, and 100 squats. Do it every single day! And of course, Kaio-ken! Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
What's going on, Black Squad? It's your boy Black, and today I have another theory for you, and this one is pertaining to Goku's strength, his unfair advantage that he got at the beginning of the show, and this is the reason that he is by far the most powerful character in all of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, why Vegeta can really never catch up to him, even though a disclaimer, I have stated in the past that Vegeta right now, as it stands, is more powerful than Goku, but that is because Goku seemingly has lost Ultra Instinct, even though I don't think that's gonna last for very long. I'm almost positive we're gonna end up seeing Ultra Instinct in the future, if not this movie coming up when he goes into it when facing this new evil Saiyan or Yamoshi or whatever the Saiyan's going to be. So in my opinion, from the feats alone, Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue Evolution or Royal Blue, the one he got at the end of the Tournament of Power, that's more powerful than Goku's Super Saiyan Blue Kaio-ken times 20 just by feats alone. But again, they're not gonna let this ride out. I would be extremely disappointed but not very surprised if they just go ahead and forget that Vegeta has access to this form in the new movie coming up, making it so Goku is on top again. But in this theory, it sort of explains why Goku is miles ahead of these characters, especially Vegeta, since Dragon Ball Z on through Dragon Ball Super. And the main reason that this is the case is because of Kaio-ken. Now, Kaio-ken is a multiplier. Everybody knows that. It multiplies the user's power and just keeps on doing that up to times 20. And this is a technique that Goku has learned from King Kai himself in Otherworld after he died in his fight against Raditz. Now, the reason that I'm saying that this is one of the reasons that Goku's power is so high, because the other reason is the fact that he was able to train with King Kai so early on in Dragon Ball Z that his power just significantly was boosted. When you train with these other Kais and these gods, then your power completely either doubles, triples, what have you. And that is 100% proven to be the case with any of the characters that I've trained with any of the gods. You have Trunks in the future training with the Supreme Kai, and he was able to go into Super Saiyan 2 that was able to match Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You have Yamcha, Piccolo, Tien, and Chaozu, who were extremely weak and couldn't even take on Nappa, to going on in Dragon Ball Z. And I don't know if this episode is filler or not, it could be, but in Dragon Ball Z, when they were in Otherworld, when King Kai brought the Ginyu Force over, the ones that were dead, to fight the Z fighters, they were able to take them down with no problem because they had trained in Otherworld with King Kai and their power had doubled. And that is even the case in Dragon Ball Super with Goku and Vegeta facing off against Whis and training with Whis and having their power doubled and tripled and just made even stronger again. So this theory has that as its main part, that training with these other world beings makes you a lot stronger. But how does that pertain specifically to just Goku? I mean, all these other characters did train with them, and yet they're miles behind Goku. Vegeta has been trying to play catch up, but he's been struggling, and he's probably the only character at this point now that hasn't trained with one of the Kais, because he trained with Whis later down the line, and at that point he was basically neck and neck with Goku, but before then he hasn't been really training with any of the Kais. Well, Kaio-ken, this technique that only Goku has, the technique that King Kai only found one person in Dragon Ball worthy enough to have him use this technique. As I stated earlier, it's a multiplier, and Goku has been using this God technique since the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. If you guys remember, when Goku faced off against Raditz with Piccolo, Goku could barely scratch Raditz. I mean, they ended up winning at the end, but it was a combination of teamwork and even having Gohan jump into the fray. Goku was very much scaled down right before he died. Once he died and got that power boost from training with King Kai plus the Kaio-ken, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Nappa and Vegeta. The Kaio-ken technique is multiplying his power up to times 20, and it has been doing that for the entirety of the time he's been using it. He's used it throughout the Saiyan saga, he's used it throughout the Frieza or Namek sagas, and then he also even used it for a brief moment in Otherworld, even though that's not canon, presumably. And even in Dragon Ball Super, Goku found this technique so useful that he brought it back in the Universe 6 tournament to face off against Hit, a technique that seemingly could have destroyed his muscle tissues and his bones, and he used it anyway because he knew that that was the technique, that was the trick that was going to multiply Super Saiyan Blue's power even more, something that he had one up on Vegeta. And this technique he's been using throughout all of Dragon Ball Super, even up to the Jiren fight. So Goku realizes that this technique is extremely powerful. So what I'm getting at is that the technique has residual properties. This technique is making Goku stronger every time he uses it. It's doubling and multiplying his power when he's using it, and after he's using it when he's not even really conscious that it's doing it. That's why his power is so dramatically strong. That's why he is so much stronger than the other characters, is because he has this sort of unfair advantage where the more he has multiplied his base power, the Super Saiyan power, the Super Saiyan Blue power, the more residual effects have stayed with him throughout the course of the time he's used it. If you want an example of residual God power, because remember this is a God technique, then you have to look at Battle of Gods, where Goku went into Super Saiyan God both in the movie and in the anime, and he had been fighting against Beerus, and once he was essentially defeated or popped out of this transformation, it had residual properties on his base strength, and so he was able to go toe-to-toe with Beerus for a time in just Super Saiyan form. So what I'm getting at is that the residual properties of Kaio-ken, after he's used it a whole bunch of times, just keeps on doubling his power while he does other stuff, while he faces other opponents. That's why his Zenkai boosts are bigger. That's why his training gets more gains, and that is the reason that this is an unfair technique, because only he has it. No other character in the history of Dragon Ball Z, except if maybe you look into other mediums that is not canon, where I guess Oob gets Kaio-ken. He is the only character that has it. So Vegeta really has a steep hill to climb because he doesn't have this advantage, and so this could even be argued that the reason why Goku ended up being able to go into Ultra Instinct, because his power was doubled and multiplied so many times at that point that he was able to kind of break through that shell a little bit easier and go into this new form that nobody really has ever gone into, at least not in the mortal side. And that could be a reason why when Vegeta tried the same thing, he just went into a more mastered, more extreme version of Super Saiyan Blue, because that is his trajectory. He has never really had the opportunity to get Kaio-ken, and so his power has been only multiplying or doubling or increasing on his own volition. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section below if you guys have any issues with my theory, the Kaio-ken residual theory, or residual Kaio-ken theory. I really don't know what I'm going to call it yet. And let me know, guys, if you have any other theories that you would like me to cover, or any other theories that pertain to why Goku is so strong. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Black Squad. This is going to be Dragon Ball Black, signing off.